some people get to varying degrees using the tracker and using the guide in terms of how far in the evidence we had about Denitra you went to enter things into the tool. I think what was really great was just hearing the questions and discussions that were coming up as a result of using this for the first time. I know at this table in Chicago was talking about you know, the value of prioritizing and actually having to choose one thing to focus in on when you think about how overwhelming it could be for your staff if you tried to do more than that, or the fact that as a manager, if you're managing 6 CMAs, feasibly, could you even do that? You know, Brian in Phoenix was talking about how you could modify this in some fairly easy ways in order to include CSs and LSs and SONs as part of this. What a lovely sound! To modify this so you could include your other staff members, and then I know Jill, one of our CMACs in Phoenix, was saying, like, you know, as a CMAC, how can we get access to this information to help us design the most responsive support for CMA? So I think there's just a lot of really great things that were coming out as a result. I hope that you were jotting things down on handout 3 for us. If you have finished filling out handout 3 or feel like you've shared all you want to share, you can put it in the bag in the middle of your table for questions, and I'll just collect all of them at the end. You're welcome to take as much time as you need and just put that in there at any point over the weekend, and I'll make sure it gets to our design team. All right, so now let's sort of step back and again talk big picture about why we believe this is so important to be spending time on. Because really, again, it's about managing our people so that they are as effective and as successful as possible in working with their staff members and ultimately our core members and our students. Okay? So again, thinking like the whole reason why we're spending time talking about this is because it is our responsibility as managers to make our people good. And these are ways in which we can do that in a really thoughtful, careful, and smart way. The second thing that I want to say here is that this will also help you identify places where there may be more serious concerns about staff member performance that we want to respond to. So again, this is the link to the fair warning policy. I think going through these thought processes at all of these various points in the spring and summer will really help you identify when you need to pull in your manager, your IMT, to help you think about whether there needs to be some more serious conversations about performance and about what it would mean for the staff member to improve and meet the expectations we have. Finally, and I like ending on this note, development and managing our people effectively is not just about areas for growth. We need to also really celebrate the things that our people are doing well and think about how we can help them become even better. So those of us that have been at Institute staff before, I wonder if you share some of my reflections, which is that we don't always do a great job of this. If we've got a CMA, for example, that is really, really great, it's like, oh, you're doing such a great job, I'm just going to let you keep doing what you're doing. And I think that we want them to know that, but we also want to make sure that we're putting time into their development as well. So management is about coaching the people that need it most, and also coaching and challenging and developing the people that are already doing a fantastic job. We're going to move next into some table discussions about how to really put this tracker and this guide into perspective for our staff members and make sure that it really is being used as a tool in a positive way, and something that will be useful for you and something that your staff members feel like is going to be useful for them. So we've got 3 questions here. One is, how can we ensure we're using the information we're collecting in a way that will help staff develop? Number 2, what are the most likely pitfalls that we could face in actually explaining to our staff that we have this tracker and that we're using it? Because I think it would be good to be very transparent about this. Number 3, what are some strategies that you can put into place to help proactively avoid these pitfalls? So in table groups, you're going to have 12 minutes. We've got chart paper here by each table for you to record your responses and your ideas. So, excuse me, please designate one person at your table to be the note taker so that we can collect these and see what all of the groups have.